some change in an endless cosmic sea. I'll need to be a part of your mind's reality. There's more than one intrusion when.
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Coming to you from some far point station, like a cosmic tumbleweed, both north and south of the Pleiades. Here's your host, Gary Anderson.
And we are back. Freaky weather yesterday down at the compound. Blue skies. We actually hit mid-50s. It was beautiful. James told me, well, in Ohio, where he lives, he had 70-degree weather and beautiful skies. I don't know what's going on, but then today I figured, oh, gee, yesterday was not going to be, it was really nice. I figured today is going to be nice. Icky again. Just typical Washington weather. And you are down from 70 back down to 50. That's a good drop.
Yeah. I think it might have got 53, 54, but it felt like a cold 53, 54 because it was kind of damp most of the day. But, here's the weird thing. There's going to be another day, I think maybe tomorrow it might be in the 50s, close to 60. But toward the weekend, it's going to be getting down to 29, chance of, a little rain or snow mix for one day. So there you go.
Earth changes. Well, yeah, I mean, you lived there all your life, pretty much. Not all your life, but quite a long time in your life in Ohio, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many times do you remember temperatures in the 70s in March?
Oh, especially the first month, not very many. And, I could even top that. 70 degrees in February. I don't remember any, except for this year. We had one toward the last week of February. And that was amazing. If that's not something, the first week of October, we had 4 days of 90-plus degrees. Never seen that before. And in October, Gary, we only had 4 days that was below 70 degrees. That is unheard of. Usually it's, average of in the 50s, maybe a high of 60 if you're lucky once a week, but usually in the 50s. That's just unheard of stuff. It's just, I've never seen it. The weather's way out of whack from what it's been here. That's for sure.
Well, it's changed even here. It's weird. I remember April last year, we broke 90-something degrees. Again, Alaska, and a part of Alaska, it never gets up over 40, hitting, I think, 97 degrees. Antarctica, almost close to 70. I mean, a lot of things are going on, but people are in denial. Now, going on today, our president went up before the Senate. The vice president went and talked to Congress. They're trying to do something because we're worried now that because of this virus and people, people can cause the economy to collapse really fast. And the reason why I will say this, back in the 80s, everything was fine. We weren't going into a recession. But because some things happened, it caused people to panic at the stock market. So the stock market took, I think it was like around 1983 or something like that, took a big dump. And then, it was because they gave a report. They said that our output for manufacturing was down. And in other words, they said this, and it caused people to panic, and it caused the stock market to crash. Well, then a couple days later, they said, we made a mistake on our numbers. It wasn't bad. But by then, the stock market already took a dump. People started panicking, and it put us into a recession really fast. Now, here's what's going on right now. Because people are freaking out, they're buying toilet paper, yay. They're buying canned goods, yay. But they're not buying cars. They're not buying TVs now. They're not, unless they get stuck at home. But they're not spending money. They're not going into restaurants. I mean, restaurants depend on people coming in on a daily basis. And some restaurants now have been like ghost towns for the last couple of weeks. They can't survive. So, people are panicking. The airlines are panicking because no one wants to fly because they're scared to. The cruise ships, nobody wants to get on one right now because of what's happened with the cruise ships. So that industry is, down. Our Amtrak is always down. It's been subsidized for years, off and on. People aren't riding in trains. It's really going to hurt our economy. So, the president, Muncie, who's the treasurer, all got together and, came up with two plans. Trump mentioned to the Congress that, one, to the end of the year, they won't take any tax out off your paychecks. Okay, you'll still have to pay Social Security, but you won't have to pay the IRS for the rest of the year. That was one of them. The other plan was, well, maybe we'll do a permanent tax cut and reduce what you pay on taxes. Either one, the Senate Majority Leader and the people he talked to kind of didn't like the idea of either one because they said we're jumping the gun. But a lot of people in economics, professors and all this stuff says if we don't do something within the next 2 days, 3 days at the most, we're going to go into a major recession like you haven't seen in many years because the stock market's going to continue to crash. And right now it kind of didn't crash today, at least the first part I was watching, because they knew the president was going to talk to the Senate and try to float some idea for relief for the individual. So we got that going on. The president's worried about people that, that they want businesses of 10 employees or more. If they have to close up and send people home, they want to make sure that they get paid their regular salary. So, the president's trying to figure out ideas how we can subsidize the people for they don't lose, their apartment or lose their house. It's really a scary thing. All this is happening. And the reason why it's happening, because people are panicking big time. And we got to get out of this panic mode. I mean, this virus isn't going to go away soon. So what are we going to do? Cause people to lose their houses? People, businesses go out of business? All this stuff. The ripple down effect. And it doesn't take long. Most small businesses, even big ones, they float on the money month to month to month to month. I know because I used to own several businesses. And, each month it was sometimes a challenge. Some months you had good months. But if you go month after month after month and you're not having people walking in the door, you only have one choice. That's to go out of business. Lay off people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the most ironic thing about all this, Gary, is people are panicking because of this virus, but yet they will have a blind eye and expose themselves to massive crowds of people rushing to get toilet paper. It doesn't make sense to me. They are panicking, you're right, and it does have a domino effect all the way down. It affects everybody.
You didn't believe me about that when I told you here a couple of days ago what it was like up here in my area. You've been experiencing that for way longer than anybody else. I'm amazed. Yeah, but now it's happening because you know what? You're not the only one. I've been getting emails and text messages here for the last couple of days. It's now over in a lot of states. They're going through what we're going through. They go in the grocery store and the shelves are empty because people are hoarding. They're buying not a week's worth of food. I mean, come on. Do you need, seriously, 15 packages of 8-pack of toilet paper? I mean, unless you got you got a huge family, why would you need so much toilet paper? You're depriving somebody else. I think they should put a limit, no matter what, 2 per family or whatever. People are freaking out. I remember the gas wars years ago when there was a gas shortage. You're maybe too young for it. You had to get gas, and one the odd and even license plate number. So you couldn't go get gas every day. It was like every couple days you could go get gas because they rotated, who could get gas on each day. And then they limited you to so much, so many gallons of gas. And it was crazy. Well, again, it was because people panicked. That's what's happening right now. I'm seeing mass of panic going on. Yes, okay. I don't know much. I'm not a doctor. Okay. I do see where people are dying from it, but I see people are dying from the common cold. People are dying from the flu. And I guess when you get my age, you're more susceptible. If you get sick, your immune system is not like a 20, 30, 40-year-old. Face it, after you hit your 50s, your immune system goes way down. So a cold can turn into pneumonia. It can turn into whatever. And I can see that. But a lot of this stuff is we don't know how sanitary the people were. It come down with it. But I tell you, even me being confined and not being able to leave my place, my compound, I constantly am washing my hands now and washing my face during the day. And I keep my keyboards wiped down every day with alcohol wipes. And I keep the kitchen counter and the dishes and all that stuff way cleaner than normal. And when I go get canned goods, before we open them up and dump them into a pan to cook them or whatever, right? We rinse them off with hot water really good. And just to make sure, because we don't know who's handled it. But if you take a little bit of precaution and don't go to that music concert. Don't go, I know it's hard to say, but don't go into that UFO conference with a bunch of people breathing the same air. And by God, if somebody's in there hacking and coughing, get away from them. Simple as that. Now, China, they already proved a fact. Their cases have dropped way down. The reason why is because, well, besides taking some people and shooting them, the other is that they isolated the people. They built a hospital, like within a couple days, but they got the infected people away from the other people. And that has helped stabilize it. That's what we need now to do. These people on these cruise ships are going to be taken to military bases. They're going to be quarantined for a certain amount of days. They have no choice. And after, I think, 14 days or whatever, if they show not being positive twice, then they'll be able to go back home to their loved ones. So, I mean, that's all we can do.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Gary. You're absolutely right. And like I just reported on the news with the statistics, there's less reports now coming out of China. Like you just said, it's gone way down. There's way more. Like Italy is really off the hook as far as reports of people coming down with it. And again, and then there's some doctors out there saying, more people are dying from the regular flu than this. It's just, I don't know. It's the media just took it and run with it, and they're scaring, panicking people, which in turn is affecting the economy. Absolutely is.
Well, I think it does, and that's what the problem is. So I don't know. I think we just need to back down a little bit and not worry about it quite as much and not panic. That's all you have to do. And, again, if everybody just stop spending, well, then the economy is going to slow down and we are going to go into recession. And this recession, if we go into one, is not going to be an easy one to come out. So all these jobs that have been created are going to be lost. Now, what can the government do? They don't really have many tools left to bail out our economy. You know that, James. I mean, when the interest rate's so low, how low can they go? Are they going to start paying you to take money? If they do, I'll be the first one there.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the panic. You got to stop panicking. And another item we haven't talked about much is you can't find, at least here, is hand sanitizer. You cannot find that anywhere here. It's sold out everywhere. But and the ironic part is people, they'll such panic over this that they will literally rush